the MMA fortune teller.
The teller, the teller, the teller, the teller, the teller, the teller.
What is up, you guys? Dana White's Contender Series 2020 Week 3. I'm super excited for tonight's card. Once again, I am filming this early Tuesday morning, so I'm going to get this video out to you guys ASAP. And I'll make this video short and sweet, and I'll get straight to the point in regards to these fights. And I feel like I have some valid information in regards to each and every one of these bouts that's taking place tonight. So hope you guys stay tuned throughout the duration of the video. And let's see. Take a look at the card here. And some really exciting fights, man. I'm going to get into the background of each and every one of these fighters. And what else? Before we get into the fights, Thursday night, stay tuned. I'm gonna be breaking the news of which UFC fighter I'm going to be having on MMA Live discussion here relatively soon. And that's pretty much it. We'll get into the card here. In the first fight, we got Kevin Syler taking on Kenny Cross. Now, this guy, Kenny Cross, was supposed to be fighting, last week? But his opponent missed weight and whatnot. He was the dude that shaved off his head and was doing everything he could to try to fight in there, but it wasn't meant to be. And this guy, Kenny Cross, he was the guy I was telling you guys to keep an eye on. He looks very physically fit. He's very confident in himself. And he has some skills as well. His opponent, Kevin Syler, this is a guy that we've already seen fight on Dana White's Contender Series. This is a guy that I'm quite familiar with. This guy has actually fought one of my old teammates and defeated him. A kid that I was actually... I would say he was my main training partner back in the day. I used to roll with him regularly and train with him twice a week. So I know what skills my old teammate brought to the table, and this guy went out there and finished him. So this dude is a very legit fighter. He actually won his fight the last time around in Dana White's Contender Series, and I believe he missed weight. That's one of the main reasons why he didn't get a contract. Yes, he did miss weight. And I got another story about this guy too. I actually met his brother. I met his brother, and a lot of you guys are probably familiar with him. I think it's Benito Seiler, I believe his name was. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. They called him the Doctor. He was the Bolivian dude, very short dude, bald. I met him at a local bar, way back in the day after I graduated college. I mean, we're talking about like 2000, maybe 2012, 2013, but a really cool dude. He was really, really nice. I told him that, I recognized him from the show and whatnot. We talked about training, where he trained at, whatnot. He was an American Top Team product. And a really cool dude. So he's getting guidance from his brother. I think his name was Bentley Syler. And a very skilled dude. And here's his little brother, man, 27 years old. They call him El Nino Bala. And this is a guy that I think has some real legit skills. This is a guy that's been training with top-level talent since he was a kid. He's been going out there, taking everybody out in his path. He is now, 9-0. And yeah, I think he's a dangerous opponent. So let's see. Actually, he's 10-0 as a professional. They have him as 10-0, and I think this is an awesome fight here, man. You see them squaring off here. This guy Cross is the more physically fit guy. He's the bigger dude, but Syler should be the more skilled opponent. More skilled fighter in there. And I'm actually interested to see how this fight plays out. Here's Syler over here. And this guy, Cross, he does have knockout power. I saw some film on him, ran some tape on him. I mean, he does have the touch of death, man. If he touches you, he can put you out. So you got to be careful. Training over there in Michigan, you see him with Darren Cruikshank, ex-UFC fighter, a very skilled dude. And you saw him. This was him weighing in for the last time he was supposed to fight a Dana White's Contender Series. I'm going to go with Kevin Syler to win the fight. He should be the more technical and skilled fighter, even though he's a little bit smaller and not so much physically imposing. I think he'll be a little bit more skilled in there. All right. Like I said, man, we'll make these short and sweet for you guys, but information filled. On to the next fight. We got Josh Parisian taking on Chad Johnson. You guys are probably familiar with Josh Parisian as well. Josh Parisian has already fought in Dana White's Contender Series. He had a nasty knockout, if you guys remember that one. I believe it was a spinning back fist, or it was something funky. Spinning back fist. Knocked out Greg Rebello. Since then, he was trying to get onto the Ultimate Fighter show. He lost to Michael Batista. Or I believe, I'm not sure if that was actually on the show or whatnot, but he did lose his first fight, then lost another fight here. Since then, he strung off 5 victories in a row. Looking good, getting a lot of finishes with the hands, definitely carries power in his hands, and so does his opponent, though. His opponent, Chad Johnson, definitely carries power in his hands, too. 34 years old, has been knocking out pretty much everybody that he's beaten. They get knocked out once himself here. And, this guy Chad is actually the more physically fit fighter. And you look at them at the weigh-ins and whatnot. Here you see him over here with the King of the Cage belt. This guy is the more physically imposing dude, man. This guy looks to be in good shape. Needs to polish up his skills a little bit, striking, but definitely carries power. And, this is going to be a good fight. They call him the Big Rig, Chad Johnson. And take a look at the line. Yeah, Josh Parisian's coming in over a 2-1 favorite, right around minus 220. And I get it. He has the experience. He's been there. He's been on the big show. He's starting to put it together. And he might be a little bit more polished. And I'm going to edge Parisian too, but wouldn't be surprised if Johnson comes out there and gets a knockout too, because these guys both carry power. They're going to clash, and somebody can easily get put out. And Chad Johnson. And then Parisian. This is Parisian. This is when he won his fight on the Contender Series last time around with the spinning back fist. So that should be a good fight right there. Two big boys clashing, trying to get a contract. Could be a good fight there. Like I said, I like this entire card. So that brings me to the next fight, man. This guy Orion, I'm gonna pronounce his last name Cosce, taking on Matt Dixon. Now Orion is a twin brother of this guy Luis, who we're gonna be talking about in the main event as well. So it's a pretty cool story. Both these guys getting an opportunity on the same night. Two twin brothers that are both 6-0, undefeated. Pretty cool, huh? Now his opponent Matt Dixon, this guy is also undefeated, 9-0. This guy looks to be like a very tough opponent here, man. This guy has been going out there finishing dudes. I'm gonna break both these guys down almost at the same time, because to be honest, when I look at the tape at Matt Dixon and his opponent Orion, they look very similar. They bring a very, very similar skill set. Both these guys, it looks like they have good wrestling. They shoot in good, man. They have some powerful takedowns, and they have power in their hands. And they're looking to walk across the cage. Tonight will be the octagon, and they're looking to take their opponent's head off. You know what I mean? It's pretty much sprawl and brawl, or takedown and smash, put you up against the side of the cage and try to knock you out. I mean, these guys carry power, man. You see a lot of knockouts here. And then we'll take a look at Orion too. I believe he's been doing this thing as well, 6-0. He's been knocking dudes out as well, showing a little bit of versatility too, pulling off a Kimura. People like this guy Matt Dixon, right? He's coming in at almost a 3-1 favorite, and I get it. He's the bigger fighter. He looks like he has some real promise, but I think this guy Orion actually is a true threat to him here tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if Orion goes out there and pulls off the upset. You see him here with his brother. Like I said, we'll be talking about him later. I think these guys bring some real skills to the cage tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if both of them win. And both of them are coming in as underdogs. Wouldn't be surprised if at least one of them wins. So, but Matt Dixon, 3-1 favorite, and I get it. I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Dixon goes out there and just puts the work on him and gets a finish as well. I mean, the dude is legit. He's going out there taking dudes out. Some of these guys have legit records too. Like I said, strong wrestler with power in his hands, well-rounded dude, only 24 years old. And, look to see what happens with that fight, man. One of those guys could easily be getting a contract, whoever wins that. Here's Matt Dixon over here. And see him with Bryce Mitchell over here. Yeah, dude's legit. You watch the tape on him, he's definitely legit. Not the quickest guy with his hands, but when he touches these guys, he hurts them. That's what you notice on tape. He hurts these guys when he touches them. All right. Getting to the co-main event. A strawweight fight. Some females throwing down. Cheyanne buys, taking on Hilary Rose. This girl Cheyanne looks to be very nice on tape. You can understand why she's coming in as right around a minus 235. She's one of those chicks. She doesn't really throw those pitter patter type of punches, man. You watch the tape on her. I see her shooting some straights right down the pipe, man. Throwing some heavy leather, man. She has power in her hands. I saw her attempting some clean arm bars. Her opponent did sneak out of them, but nevertheless, this girl is attacking off her back. She's capable with her jiu-jitsu skills. Her opponent, Hilary Rose, I think that she's a strong, fit fighter who I saw actually shoot in with some nice takedowns. She had some powerful takedowns where she was able to get on top of her opponent. Maybe you need to be careful with that. Maybe Hilary Rose is able to get some takedowns and avoid the submission attempts and steal a win, coming in as a big underdog. But overall, I definitely edge this fight for Cheyanne buys. I think that she may be legit. I'm telling you, man. She has power in her hands. Like I said, the jiu-jitsu is there. And if she can keep this fight on the feet, I think that she's going to work Hilary with her boxing. That's the way I see it going. Take a look at buys here. weighing in. She has the look too. She does have the look. We saw last week there was an opponent that had the look, you know, the stripper girl that has the skills too, but she wasn't able to pull the victory off. And, you know, the UFC wanted her to win. I don't know if we're going to see that happen again here. I think this time we're going to see what the UFC wants to happen here. Take a look at Cheyanne. Nice little body on her. And Hilary Rose, also, man, like I said, a very strong, physically fit chick. Look at her. Still using payphones, man. She's rugged out there. Putting quarters in the machine, making phone calls. The girls that do that still to these days are tough. Got to keep an eye on them. Don't get it twisted. All right. So buys is definitely the pick. Might want to buy a play on her. I don't know. Line's kind of high, though. I don't know if it could be trusted. All right. Takes us to the main event. We already talked about one of the opponents here, the twin brother Luis, taking on Viktor Reyna. We've seen Viktor Reyna already fight in Dana White's Contender Series. He lost to Miguel Baeza. Miguel Baeza is a guy that I'm having plays on in the octagon, right? You guys remember that? His last fight against Matt Brown, cashing big bets on him, and the guy's legit, nasty leg kicks. So, you know, losing to him, you know, not the biggest disappointment. He's been bouncing back, you know, bounced back with a victory over Nick Gay. Wasn't overly impressed with him in that fight, man. I watched the entire fight earlier today and just not overly impressed. You know, it was just kind of a lackluster type of fight. He's hanging on him, you know, just kind of grinding him. Doesn't really have that pop in his hands. Let's see, took out Daniel Rodriguez. That's an impressive victory there. Split decision over Daniel Rodriguez. D-Rock, we know that guy is legit. He's fighting on the card this upcoming weekend. And then brings us to Luis. Luis, just like his brother, man, good wrestling base, power in his hands. You know, these guys bring the fight. And I'm really rooting for both those guys. I think they're pretty cool dudes. And again, you know, showing to have a little bit of diversity with the skill set, pulling off submissions as well as having the power. I think I'm going to go with this guy, Luis. I'm going to take Luis to win the fight. I'm pulling for him. And there's Viktor Reyna. This was when he was on the losing side of his last attempt to get a contract. And there's the brothers right there. This is Luis here on the left. And that's his brother who we talked about earlier, man. These guys, they seem like cool dudes. Saw a little interview with them. And I'm pulling for both of them to win the fights. Both of them to win their fights. All right, guys. That's going to wrap up the show. Comment below if you have any further questions in regards to the card. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going live. I'm going to be posting the picture on my Instagram, MMA Fortune Teller _. I'll be posting who's going to be on the show. I'll post that tomorrow for you guys, okay? So enjoy the fights tonight. I think this is one of the better Dana White Contender Series episodes on paper that we've had in a while, and they're always fireworks regardless, right? So it doesn't even really matter what's on paper. So this one actually should be really good. I'm thinking this one's going to be a really good show tonight, and I really hope it is. It's early Tuesday here. I'm going to start, you know, downloading this video up and get it up to you guys pretty quick here. And what else? Hopefully you guys have a productive week. Hopefully you guys are eating healthy, man, working out, staying in shape, and getting ready for the world to be back to normal, hopefully down the line. And what else, man? I'll see you guys Saturday, man. We got a night full of fights. I know they're not the biggest of names, but we got a cool main event, and there's some other exciting fights in the card. Come join me, Fight Companion, for the main card. Should be taking place probably 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I'm assuming. And that's pretty much it, man. Appreciate all you guys. Please like and subscribe. Catch me on Instagram. Catch me on Twitter. Appreciate all you guys. Signing out, The Teller. The MMA Fortune Teller.
The Teller. The Teller. The Teller. The Teller.